Disclaimer. This video is purely based on my opinions. If you think you've got a reason to disagree with me, feel free to write your opinion in the comments. Anyways, let's get jumped into this video. Now, what makes mining so great as a skill? Obviously, it is one of the main 5 skills that you have to level up eventually, but there's just a lot of reasons on why mining stands above all of the other skills in Hypixel Skyblock. And I'm going to be showing you why that's the case. One of the reasons why mining is one of the best skills in all of Hypixel Skyblock is just because it's very easy to get into and you level it up pretty fast. And leveling it up is pretty easy. You can just mine sand until you get to the dwarven mines. And since not many people do sand except for early game players, which are obviously trying to get the XP to level up mining, it's pretty easy to level up mining. Once you get to the dwarven mines to do your commissions, it becomes even easier to level up mining. As you can see, if we take a look at these commissions, you can see that we're gonna get a good amount of mining XP. Now, for early game players, 7.5k mining XP is pretty huge, because that's pretty much half of a level for mining. And if we go to the glaciate tunnels as an example, we can see that these guys will give us more mining XP. And the crazy thing is, the commissions, I would say, in the glaciate tunnels are easier than the ones in the dwarven mines. So honestly, mining is not too difficult to level up. Getting into mining is also pretty easy, since all you have to do is just do these commissions. Now, my Hodem is maxed out, so I won't be getting XP, but for people that haven't maxed out their Hodem, basically the commissions will give you Hodem XP and obviously some powder for whatever zone you're doing it in. And if you're really that lazy, just do your dailies. Your dailies will give you extra Hodem XP and you can just do it and then after that do whatever else you're working on. One of the great things about mining is there's an NPC sell price if the bazaar prices is down or if the bazaar is just closed. As you can see, if we take a look at these diamonds and we sell them, we can see we just got 256 coins. That's about equivalent to the bazaar price, and you can still sell it to NPC. So this means even if stuff like bazaar and the auction house is down, you can still make money, which is going to be extremely huge. Now, one of the great things about getting into mining as early game is the setups is incredibly cheap. To get into powder mining, all you need is just glossy mineral, and obviously you can just use mineral, which is only like 10 million for the full set. A jungle pickaxe, it doesn't have to be hypermax, you can just use a normal jungle pickaxe with some normal mining equipment, and then you can just use full titanium or mithril equipment, and then get yourself an armadillo pet, and you can just start mining like this. And eventually, you're going to be spawning chests, and you're also going to be getting tons of sludge. You can also do this in the precursor area if you feel like gambling for the parts to sell instead. But this makes mining really great. And if you want to get into an even better setup that's even more expensive, like shaft mining, coal mining, diamond mining, that's going to be more expensive. But since you already have the setup for this, you can use that to make the money for the better setups, and you're just gonna be making money, like tons of money. Now, another thing that's great about mining is you can still have gambling with mining. For example, you can scapher mine and hope that you can drop a scapher, or you can even shaft mine and pray that you get a jasper mine shaft every single time, and you'll be making a lot of coins if you get really lucky. And this helps since instead of just mining stuff for hours straight for money, you can hype it up a little bit and hope that you can get scapers, shafts, or even go Vanguard gambling if you want that. Now, mining might not be the best money making method, but however, it's definitely the most consistent and it's always going to make insane amounts of money. And if you have a really good mining setup, you can make up to 70 million coins an hour or even higher, depending on what you mine. It's always going to make like a baseline of at least like 30 mil an hour, pretty much. As long as you mine something that does make a good money. But if there is a really good money making method for mining, you can make a lot of money from it. And again, it has an NPC sell price, so it's always going to be good no matter what the circumstances are. Now, my final reason for why mining stands above all the other skills are for these reasons. For stuff like combat and fishing, they heavily depend on RNG, and you would need an insane amount of magic find, which again costs a lot of coins to get into. Like a combat setup can cost you up to 10 billion coins, and the rates are heavily dependent on your RNG drops. And if you go a while without RNG drops, then you're not gonna be making a lot of money. For stuff like forging, right now it doesn't have much content like mining does. While the rates are still decent, even though it's only on its first update, forging, it's like once you finish the update, there isn't really a reason to keep playing just because right now the rates aren't comparable to all the other skills. And the only other one that can be comparable would be farming. But however, farming recently has been nerfed to oblivion, and there are still many more changes that the admins are likely to implement before farming finally can have a solid ranking. But the thing with mining, it has gotten zero changes. It's still making good amounts of money, and the admins haven't even nerfed it. It's the most consistent skill in all of Hypixel, and that's also my reason on why this is the best skill. Mining is just simply better. Now, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a like and subscribe to my channel. It's free, it helps me out a ton, and if for whatever reason you don't enjoy my content anymore, you are allowed to unsubscribe from my channel. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching this video, and I shall see you in the next one. Peace out!